Full beans. On today's episode, Lance and Pierre stay put. The junior program and a new character appears on the top step. Woo! Welcome to Full Beans!
My name is Ozzy, David, Frankie. Make sure you like and subscribe this video.
Turn on that little ding, 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 ding bell notification.
We've been getting a lot of comments recently, so keep up with the comments.
Supposedly, one of us sounds like Lance Stroll. Speaking about Lance Stroll,
Speaking about Lance Stroll, taking headlines before this weekend, re-signing to Aston Martin, will remain with the team until at least 2026. Stroll has been driving for Aston Martin since 2019 and will continue to partner Fernando Alonso. So what are your opinion on this re-signing of Lance Stroll to Aston Martin, boys?
I can give you my opinion, but I think the best opinion here on Lance Stroll would have to be the man in the corner, Frankie.
And keep it PG, Frankie. David doesn't want to do a lot of editing and bleeping out and stuff, so.
Oh, that's going to be pretty hard with my views on Lance Stroll.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to reference a Jalopnik article. So, I'll just say look up Jalopnik Lance Stroll. You can see exactly what I feel about him.
Give the title.
The title's not too bad.
It's not too bad, right?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, actually, no, that works. So, my thoughts, as according to Jalopnik, which I feel said it better than I could have, talentless billionaire Nepo baby fail son remains safely employed by the company his daddy bought for him. Lawrence Stroll should have fired his kid a long time ago. I could not say that any better. That's exactly how I've been feeling for a very long time.
Would you fire your kid if you bought him an F1 team?
I mean, at some point, you got to be like, okay, either I'm going to sell this team and you'll get fired by the next guy. That's what I would do.
That's honestly the.
If I had
Keep your hands clean, you know?
Daddy Stroll money,
Yeah.
I would literally sell the team, and then the next guy that buys it is going to end up firing him anyway.
Yeah. Nah, I think I would just be like, you know what? You're fired, kid. Get your ass out of here. You're not good enough for F1. Give you the best trainers, give you the best cars out there. You're still qualifying out of Q3, Q2, maybe sometimes, not even getting in the points. Nah, I don't know. I don't think I would do that, but
I would in a heartbeat.
Because you hate Lance Stroll.
I absolutely despise Lance Stroll.
I think
He's
You know
taking
who
a
I don't
seat
despise, though? I
from a
don't
good
despise
person.
Daddy Stroll.
nah, dude.
I kind of admire Daddy Stroll.
Oh yeah, he's
Self-made man.
self-made and did very smart decisions.
Yeah.
Minus keeping Lance Stroll in there. But
He's
yeah,
like,
it was very good.
Frankie's
decisions.
this close to being besides aborting his Stroll.
Yeah. I mean, for Lance Stroll, it's not his fault that he got born into a rich family.
Yeah.
It's
Look,
not
I
his
would
dad.
trade places with Lance any day of the week.
Yeah.
However,
No,
you
I would
actually have
literally-
talent.
I don't know about that.
I would say we all have more talent than little Stroll.
I don't know about that, but I would trade places with him.
That's true. Well, Lance Stroll now, we're still, if you hate him, love him, don't care for him, still going to be around.
on the grid.
So congrats to Lance Stroll for re-signing for Aston Martin. Aston Martin has a up and down, a lot of spikes, a lot of downs during their seasons. Right now they're on
a non-copy season, so
they're on the down, So
they're on the down when they're on their non-copy seasons.
another fellow driver that has re-signed for their team, Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly has signed a multi-year contract extension with Alpine F1 team, committing to the team until at least 2026. Comment on this one, boys. The Frenchman sides with the French team.
Full gas?
Full gas?
Yeah, that's like his nickname.
Oh, is that his nickname?
Yeah, Gasly.
Oh, gas. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I
That's a
forgot
good
about
one.
that.
Yeah, it's an extension, I guess. Shitty team, shitty driver.
Let's not forget, Pierre Gasly is a race winner.
Race winner.
Yeah.
Multiple podium.
Race winner.
Multiple podiums, right? So,
Yeah.
and
He's not that bad. I don't think he has the greatest car.
I think
No.
Pierre Gasly is one of those that he needs to be put under pressure and he'll shine. Because every time that's happened,
I honestly have zero idea how he's doing this season.
he's doing okay.
I literally have zero. I mean, that's how much he's caught my eye this season.
Yeah, he's
See
doing
what
okay.
he-
I mean, in the beginning they were doing horrible because the car was horrible, but now that's
Points
upgrades
finished
Yeah,
this
no,
week.
you-
to
Yes,
because they're bringing upgrades to the car to Alpine. They're doing okay. So they're still not where they want to be, of course, but they're doing okay. I mean,
The French team losing, I guess, I don't think Ocon has been extended.
no, Ocon said he's leaving.
Yeah.
So
So,
Ocon's leaving. So I mean that.
best friends being broken up there.
Yeah, best friends. Being
Best
broken
friends
up.
right there.
They're yeah. So I mean, congrats to Pierre Gasly. Stays in F1. Stays in F1 for another 2 years, going into 2026. 2026 is when the new regulations are going to come in, and it looks like a lot of drivers are with. I think which this is smart. They're having their contracts end at 26, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
So-
do you think that's a driver initiative or a team initiative?
I think that's a driver because obviously you want to see how the team does going into these new regulations.
Yeah.
And if they're hard, if they're crap right off the start, you have just to survive that 1 year and then hopefully find yourself in a better position.
But then you risk the seat, you know?
You do, right? But at that point, what's worse is what's more risky? Is it riskier to stay with this team and hopefully they get better, or is it riskier maybe not being in F1, but possibly being maybe a team that you could fight for wins and possibly the world championship?
Honestly, I guess is the type of person you are, right? Because I'm pretty. Look, some of these racers are cool with mid-pack fights.
Okay.
I feel like some of them are cool with just being in F1.
They're content with that.
Take it, cashing their check every week, living in Monaco, living it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then just finishing 11th.
Yeah,
I think some of them are content with that.
they don't want to. They don't really care about being an all-time great.
Being the
Additionally,
Verstappen.
I don't
Right.
know. I feel like we're in a period of F1 with like the least amount of turnover. Like we have the least amount of new blood coming through.
That's true.
I don't know how some of these old heads still have contracts. Not that they couldn't perform, but it's like Bottas, for example. Like what is he doing there? Like if he's not doing great, then why do you have him there?
Yeah.
I guess
the
kind of
market.
leading into our new point, our next news bullet.
Yeah, which is our new one. The next piece of news that we have here at Full Beans, Visa Cash App Racing Bull. Not sure if that's how you say their
What
name.
is it? Visa, Cash App,
Racing Bulls.
Racing Bulls?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Plus like another 100, but aren't in the actual name.
Yeah, they will probably be here all night if we say the whole thing. So,
It's like a good old Mexican name, you know?
Yeah.
Guadalupe, Eduardo, Jose, Jesus, all that, you know?
Yeah.
But so, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls is a junior program, right?
Yeah, we know
Is
that
it-
pretty well.
is it?
Is it?
That's the
But
question here.
Then again, now with kind of with what the racers have, like their experience, it doesn't really seem like it's a junior program anymore. It's kind of like
Doesn't-
a Red Bull Mini. So it'd be like Red Bull Mini, which is, Tsunoda and Ricciardo, and then
I could see that.
what V-Carb is supposed to be, a junior program.
Yeah, I can see. I see what you're saying, and the reason we bring this up is because obviously there's a driver there, Daniel Ricciardo,
Our favorite.
talented driver. He is not a junior. He is on
He
the.
is quite the senior.
That's quite the senior.
He is quite the
He
senior.
is
Quite
on
the
the
super
other
senior.
in
end.
terms of
Yeah,
in terms
super-
of experience, and there's only one super senior here.
Oh, okay.
Alonso is the super
Oh,
super
yeah.
senior.
Alonso
No,
is-
they-
Alonso is the super senior. It's not that. I mean, Danny's been around a while. Not like he's been more than a lot of the other racers. It's just the issue being here is the team that he's racing for a junior racing team.
Yeah, and he was only
Is it
supposed
a
to be there for
development
bit.
team?
Yeah.
Well, that's the goal, right? So Frankie here is our local quote reading expert, so I'll let Frankie read what Helmut Marko had to say.
Yeah, so a quote directly from Marco. He says, "The shareholders have made it known that Red Bull is a junior team, and we have to act accordingly.
I think it's Racing Bulls then.
Racing Bulls,
Yeah, Racing Bulls,
Racing Bulls. My bad.
But I mean, horrible name.
It's
It's always going to be Toro Rosso to me.
Toro Rosso.
So now maybe this is coming up from the higher ups that are now asking Helmet and Christian, hey, what are you guys doing?
Well, I think it's more of a cash allocation thing.
Okay.
Like obviously they're going to spend more money and give them because if the shareholders have made it clear. Obviously, what the hell do we know about what the shareholders are doing?
Yeah.
But if he's saying this, I think it's more of okay. The shareholders want more resources devoted to Red Bull rather than V-Carb, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, Racing Bulls.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it's let's just say contracts, talking about a contract for a driver. Obviously, a new person coming in F1, a new racer, is going to make pennies compared to a seasoned veteran that's proven himself that's going to be at Red Bull.
So
like a Verstappen.
So you're saying, so what I'm understanding is that you're saying that there's maybe particular monies being Red Bull Racing Bulls, or Racing Bulls is overspending on their end, and that money should be going to Red Bull.
I don't know if they're overspending, but I think this is what This is what I'm reading from the quote, right? Is that V-Carb, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri is I don't know if they're overspending, but like maybe they're talking about next year we're going to allocate this many funds, and the shareholders goes, you know what, we're going to allocate this much. Let's just let's give it a pie. Right, the shareholders are giving a pie to the organization that is Red Bull, and they're like, we want 80% of this pie going to Red Bull, senior, whatever, and then the other 20%.
Yeah.
Rather than maybe there was a plan to give them a 60-40 split.
Gotcha.
And the shareholders like, nah, we want an 80-20 split.
Okay.
That's what I'm reading from this quote. I don't know. But what do you think? Do you think V-Carb, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri is a junior program?
I mean, that was the goal from the beginning. What I understood, that it was a junior program to promote, their drivers to the Red Bull senior team. And I don't see a better way of doing it than actually having F1 team in the Formula One series, so they can get actual real racing track time out there. And once they're ready, they can go up to Red Bull and win championships and win the constructors.
Now. Well, I'm sorry.
So Red Bull, so Daniel Ricciardo. Now you can ask why they bring Daniel Ricciardo right from the beginning, right? If they knew Daniel Ricciardo was not a junior, well, the plan with Daniel Ricciardo was that they were going to bring him in to see if he was going to be able to fight, and show performances to take over Sergio Perez's spot. And now that we can see, Sergio Perez signed a 2-year extension contract. So now this leaves Daniel Ricciardo with, are they going to keep him? The questions are now, are they going to keep him? Are they going to let him go? What's going to go on? And I think this is why this quote is coming out, because now if this is a junior program, and since Checo is staying at Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo has nowhere to go. The next thing would be out the door, and which is harsh to say, but that's what it looks like. That's my opinion on that.
Well, quickly, I want to rewind a little to it being a junior program. Now, do you think that it's fair for Red Bull to have a junior program, quote, junior program, on the F1 circuit?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Well, because then you have double the data.
Yeah.
You get double the data, you get, on tires, whatever. You get all this double data.
I mean, if they have the money and resources, I don't see why this should be a problem.
Well, I think it's definitely a problem now that there's a spending cap. Because then you could be saying, well, then Red Bull have twice the spending cap as everyone else.
Okay.
But isn't there technically a lot of teams that have not technically a junior, but it's like
they have
part
technical
of
partnerships.
Yeah.
But it's not a straight up junior team.
And that is exactly what they're calling.
But I know they don't have the same budget though. I know Red Bull and Racing Bulls don't have the same budget.
Yeah, but either way, Red Bull can spend the cap. Red Bull can hit the cap, right? So that's what I'm saying. If Mercedes hits the cap, Red Bull hits the cap, okay, so we're all even. But if Red Bull can gain any sort of knowledge from anything else by using the V carb team, their junior team, well, then you could argue that they're adding to the cap.
But I mean, because you're saying like, as if like you're saying from sharing like the data.
Yeah, because I know like there's always also the on track stuff where this Red Bull's at the back of the pack and then there's a McLaren lead. I mean the V carber's at the back of the pack. This McLaren is about to pass them in first, and do they pass them right away? There's always like a certain like iffiness about if they're gonna adhere to like blue flags right away. Are they gonna let them pass in an area where the other say there's a Red Bull in second, the Red Bull in second gets a better passing opportunity? Like, so I don't know. It's just interesting to have a secondary program. I think more teams should have it. I would like to see more teams have it, like a straight up junior program in F1. Because like what you were saying, what's the best way to develop a Formula One driver than on the Formula One grid? I'm just playing devil advocate here because I think it's okay to have the second program.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I think there's an argument to be made that it's not fair.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ricciardo this weekend, he had a special helmet, 250 Grand Prix. On the back of his helmet, he put "not going down without a fight." Not sure if that was a direct message to the higher-ups at Red Bull, Racing Bull, Helmut Marko, whoever it was, right? And Daniel Ricciardo is a fighter. And this weekend, he showed up, scored in the points, scored above Yuki. So if he can keep up and show these results from here to, I don't know if they give him a time limit, like towards the end of the summer break or the beginning of the summer break or towards the end of the year, he might still have a chance, right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely showing.
Yeah.
But like especially the huge gap that we're getting in, like in this race right here, where Yuki was 14th, but Daniel has gone up from the season all the way up to 9th. You know,
I
score
think
2 points.
Ricciardo needs to secure at least one more year. Either I think with Racing Bulls is the best bet because seats are filling up fast, and the seats that are open are the seats that he doesn't have the best relationship with. Alpine, we saw what he did there, straight backstabbed them. So, and then the other seats is the two Haas's. So I don't know. I know in the past before he didn't want to go to Haas, so that's already 3 seats taken out, right? Another seat open is Williams, and another seat is open is Audi. Now Williams, not sure if he wants to go to Williams because Williams is looking at Carlos Sainz, and Audi is also looking at Carlos Sainz. So
Carlos Sainz right now is being like a. He's being like a little plug in like a dam, you know. As soon as he makes his decision, it's gonna flood the market. Everyone's gonna finally have their seats. Everything's gonna settle down.
Yeah, everything's gonna fall into place, right? So, I think once that comes out, then they're gonna be easy decisions for the other teams. Moving on now from the junior program, we get into now in a very exciting Austrian Grand. Yeah, Austrian,
there was
right?
a sprint.
Austrian Grand Prix.
Austrian? Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah, Austrian Grand Prix. Yes, of course, David. There was a sprint this weekend.
I did not fall asleep during the sprint.
Okay, well, that was good. 20-something laps.
That's good news for the sprint.
What's it called? Verstappen wins, but that doesn't tell the whole story. McLaren was looking super quick. At times, it looked like Norris was going to take the lead and maybe take the victory.
Well, he took the lead. And then left the door open, like he said himself.
Silly mistake there.
Left the door open for Piastri. Piastri comes through, and then that's kind of the rest of
the sprint. So
yeah,
it was how do they call it? Foreshadowing for the race the next day on Sunday to show. And we get up to the race, and we see the British man George Russell picks up the pieces from Verstappen and Norris collision. We'll get into this. But before we get in there, so I just wanted to make this a point. Russell cusses out his boss, Toto Wolff. I don't know if you heard this. I guess F1 is the only place in the world where you can get to cuss out your boss and it's okay. But now the big and talking point that we have is Max Verstappen collides with Lando Norris. The Red Bull driver was deemed at fault and received a penalty, dropping him to 5th in the end. Norris unfortunately retired with a puncture. What are your comments, David, on this collision that we had here?
Well,
Yeah, that's the
go.
biggest thing. Norris, and Verstappen collision, huge. That took the headlines. Social media blew up. I don't think did anybody see this coming. I think we did. Full
you're
beans
welcome.
did.
We
see it coming.
had foreshadowed.
Literally-
we had spoke about this
On our last
And to be
episode.
honest, it's not like it's not a new idea. We always see this when two competitors start getting close. We've seen it time and time before.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis and Nico, Lewis and Max, recent times.
Yeah, Schumacher and Prost, was that his rival? Yeah, I think it was. Or-
Prost and Senna.
Oh, Prost and Senna, my bad. Damien Hill and Schumacher.
We just see it time and time again where the two competitors, it was bound to happen. Whose fault are you putting it on, the collision?
I'm putting the collision's fault. Norris.
Norris?
Yeah.
Frankie?
Absolutely Norris.
Ooh, I think it was Max.
You think so?
You think
I think it was Max. I think Max was moving a little too much prior attempts from Norris.
Okay, but we're saying whose fault was it at that collision?
No, yeah, but it's like an accumulation of events. You can't just base it off the one event.
Yeah, you can.
So you're basically saying Max did it on purpose, moving.
Well, no,
much
I'm
to-
saying Max had led to not allowing any legal moves to happen by doing illegal moves himself. Therefore, Norris had to send it where maybe he shouldn't have sent it, causing
so
the collision.
So he caused it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying. The Stewarts agree with me, so I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
I agree with you that Verstappen was moving under the braking zone on a few turns before, and but if you look, the only reason I say Norris is because if you look at a clip back in 2020, when it was a Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen battling that same corner, and Verstappen did the same thing, Charles Leclerc was able to avoid that contact. And I don't know if he passed Verstappen or not, but he was able to avoid that contact. And everybody knows how Max Verstappen drives. Everybody knows he's going to do that. I'm not saying that's correct. I'm not saying that should be done, but there should be an awareness of that happening. So the only reason I'm saying Norris is because I think he should have just backed off a little bit. He knows Max Verstappen.
And he knew that the incident would possibly happen.
It was inevitable.
Yeah.
Speaking about knowing him, as we said here, how many more times has this happened? Are they still playing paddle together this week?
I don't think
I
so,
think
dude.
he's
been pushed back.
Did you hear the quotes that were said? There were some pretty...
Afterwards, I felt like Max was kind of more chill about it from what I saw.
Well, it's because like Norris said. Norris was like, oh, he's 70 points ahead of the championship.
That's true.
He still finished the race.
He still finished with points ahead of Checo.
Yeah. So he still finished in not that bad of a spot to having a collision. He's going to be okay, whatever. Got hit, didn't win, but it's not the end of the day if he looks at the positives.
That's true.
If Norris was the more heated one, and rightfully so, he should be the more heated one.
I feel like I see Norris on these post race interviews when things like this happen. I don't know if it's just me, but he looks pretty down, sad, like instead of, I don't know. Obviously, he's been going out there and he gets good results afterwards, but it just looks like he's kind of just sad about it.
I think he's just trying to hold back his emotion and not trying to say something that he shouldn't.
Maybe.
Because I would be fuming, dude. Almost
But
winning,
that's what I'm saying.
Almost winning a Grand Prix, and then you knowing that you guys are mates, friends, right? And Verstappen pulling that move on him like that, I don't know. I would think it's like Verstappen, like Norris said, there would be more respect there. Norris gave him a lot of respect on those turns, so you would expect the same thing from there, especially since they know each other, especially since they know their racecraft and they don't want to collide with each other. So I think Norris is just holding back his anger.
Yeah, from a Max standpoint, I'm gonna say I don't know what he's doing because look. You've done it. You've already won 3 world championships. You beat one of the arguable bests of the sport, all-time best of the sport.
Yeah.
You stopped his run from breaking the record. So, like, that was a big win for him, regardless of how it came, whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. Dude, I feel like, I don't know, if you were really cool friends, well, then I would race. I would feel like it would be more fun to, race, but, like, cleanly.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Because, like, that way you're like, oh, crap, he got me. Like, let me try to go get him.
Yeah, and
like,
I think that's the point that Norris was trying to
Yeah,
prove.
I agree. That's what you're saying, is
Yeah.
that I feel like as friends, like what you're saying, they know each other. To me, it seems like it'd be more fun. Like, you've already won 3 world championships. Like, it would seem to me just more fun, period. Mm-hmm. To, like, race, like, giving each other space and, like, I mean, not, like, giving them the pass, not, grabbing them by the hand and putting them in front of you, but, like, respectable space. So it's like, I don't know, it just seems more fun. Like, it just seems like it would be better racing for everyone than to, like, be so stubborn and, like, no, I'm not giving you any sort of respect.
Yeah, that's the thing. Verstappen here he looked desperate at those moves. Those moves look like a desperate, like, obviously he's a racing driver and he'll do whatever it takes to keep that win, but those look like desperate moves to me. Like, he was just doing whatever he could, right? And even when they collided together and Norris was trying to go on the inside on the straightaway, trying to pass him, he cut him off.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have a puncture already. Like, why are you trying to stop Norris from overtaking you? Like, he's going to overtake you if he doesn't have a puncture.
If he didn't have a broken car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the point of that was. I blame it on. I still blame it's on Norris because he should have known, dude.
And because that's been Max's, like, style for quite a long time, and that's obviously worked very well because it secured him all his world championships.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it's okay though.
It's not on the other drivers to be like, well, I know this guy's gonna crash me, so I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, he still should have known. Like, I'm sure Norris could have gotten him in another spot.
I think so.
I mean, there
were
still 10 laps. Like, there was
plenty of time.
There was still time.
Like, and it's, as David, as you said, like, obviously it's not good moves that he should be doing on the track. And so I completely agree with that. But then again, like, us and everyone on the track knows that that's his style, and not that
like
it's all right.
The rule got brought up that no moving under braking zone is because Verstappen was doing that before.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, but the penalty, regardless of our opinions, the stewards gave him a 10-second penalty. What was it?
Yeah, 10-second penalty.
I think it was like 15.
Do we think
No,
that's regardless of what we individually think, how is that a comparable penalty when you take someone out of the race?
Yeah, I don't know.
We've talked here about, like, some of these weirdly soft penalties where it's like you ended someone's race and, like, this guy can still finish in 5th. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you think? You think you can automatically disqualify someone? Because they saw it and they said, like, okay, they gave the penalty to Max. So they thought Max was at fault. Mm-hmm. Therefore, he caused Norris's race to end.
Yeah.
Is it fair that you should allow to continue to race?
I mean, so you're saying take an eye for an eye? That you should be getting an eye for an eye.
If it's as severe as ending someone's race.
So okay. So then you should be taken out or put all the way to the back of the grid.
I mean, I think you should be disqualified.
Damn, that's a tough one.
Because if you cause someone's race to end, it's not like you caused them a few grid spots. Like, it's not like they lost a couple spots, they make them back in a few laps. Like, they're out of the race.
I think it takes 2 to cause a collision, though.
But like, it's not like the steward said it's a racing incident. Mm-hmm. They gave the responsibility to Max. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Besides our opinions, it's not seen as a race. If a racing incident, you take someone out, okay, it's a racing incident. The steward's seen it as a racing incident, then no. But if you're seen as the culprit and you finish someone's race, I don't think you should be allowed to continue racing.
Damn, that's a tough one. It's just to stop someone's race just like that. That's kind of rough. That's brutal. But then you look at the other point of view, like you said. You just took someone out. Now they're not allowed to race. I mean, you make a good point, but I'm not sure, dude. I have no comments on that because I don't know.
Well, 'cause
I'm mixed emotions.
It was like almost like a thin line. So like even though Max, with that collision with Max, it's kind of like a two-way road with that. Like, yeah, sure he did it, but it wasn't like you saw him super intentionally ram his car. Like,
yeah, but either way, that would be a racing incident. That's what I'm saying. A racing incident is that gray area. Okay.
Yeah, so
they were both.
This is a gray area.
But what I'm saying, the stewards decided.
Yeah.
Max was the culprit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it wasn't like stewards were like no further investigation.
I don't know. Maybe it should be more severe than 10 seconds. It should be at least a 10 seconds with a pit stop. That makes more sense to me. But to take him out completely out of the race, that's kind of rough. I think that's a little too harsh.
We have drive-through penalties.
Yeah, so why didn't they give him that?
I don't know.
Why? I mean, taking out a driver out of the race, I feel like that's the worst thing you can do. Right?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And 10-second penalty.
That's why it's like the worst thing you could do.
Yeah. I mean, not unless you take out 10 drivers, right? Then at that point, what are you doing? But if you're taking out one driver out of the race and you're only giving them a 10-second penalty, I mean, yeah, that seems a little unfair. So, but to take that driver completely out of the race, I don't know. It should have been more severe. At the end of the day, it didn't really even hurt Verstappen even that much. He still finished, like you said, in front of Checo, 5th place, which is still not the end of the world.
And I think fastest lap.
Did he get fast? Yeah, because he was on softest. I think he got
tires at the end.
He got soft tires at the end. So it wasn't even the end of the world with him. What does 5th place get you? 10 points? That's still pretty good for having a collision.
Oh, Alonso snatched it, but did he finish in points?
I don't think so.
No, he finished in 14.
Okay, well he took a point away from then, right? So.
Yeah, he finished in 14th, so yeah, no points.
Yeah. At the end of the day, whether whose fault it was, there's going to be one side that was Norris, one side that was Verstappen, another side that neither, that
anyways,
both should have crashed. But
this is going to get juicy.
Looks like it's going to get juicy. It looks like maybe where there's going to be more collisions in the future because Verstappen is an aggressive driver. Norris is maybe going to have to bring out that dog out of him and that aggressiveness out of him to take that championship, whether he still has a chance of taking it away from Verstappen this year or in the future. He's going to have to be more aggressive to take that away from Verstappen.
If I was Zach, and Zach is a much smarter man than I in terms of racing strategies and all this, I would tell Norris, go for it, do whatever.
Yeah,
I would tell him only because like if there's literally no other way to like earn the respect from Verstappen to give you that space, then you're never going to change him and it's never going to affect him.
It's never.
So unless he has the shittiest car where you can just pass him on a straight, I would tell, if I was Zach, I'd be like, hey, you know what? We're not going to get him this year, but just go out there and do it cleanly. But like if you're going to crash, take the hit.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. You just got to have to like.
I agree.
You're going to have to just elbows out, man. Like stand your ground is what I'm saying. Go tell Norris, stand your ground and stand it firm.
Yeah, basically tell him don't worry about the damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we'll cover the check. You have my permission to destroy the car every week.
Yeah.
Don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Don't kill Max.
Don't catch on fire.
Don't kill anyone else.
It's just so tough right here because they're so even, right? So, and it's like you said, you have to earn that respect from Verstappen because if you don't, and since it's so even, you're going to be in second place and he's going to be in first.
You're going to be in second place. So it's like, go stand your ground, crash the car. He might win it this year. You might not win it this year. Leclerc could possibly sneak in if Norris is able to, if Norris and Verstappen crash the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But that's like, because of the momentum that they have, and this is because the momentum that they have, the team that Zach has built there, they're like, you have that confidence. Next year we'll get him.
Yeah.
Like next year we're coming for him. At that point you've had collisions. You have had to have earned the respect a little bit
Yeah.
by this guy. Because then at that point, first race, I would tell him, do it again. If he tries to do it, take him out again first race next year if he's doing things like that. Because then he doesn't have this lead, right? At that point, he doesn't have this lead.
Exactly.
So
You're
he's
on
going to
fair
have to be
ground.
like, hey, maybe I should maybe I'll take second this race. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to make him think, what the hell do I know? But I would tell, if I was Zach, I'd tell Norris, stand your ground, stand it firm. Like, I don't care if it gets taken out. Just don't die. Take the contact.
Yeah, it's about having Verstappen think twice about
Exactly.
doing those moves and be like, last race he didn't back off, and he's not gonna back off, right?
Exactly.
So,
And I'm not saying, that's what I'm saying. Like we were saying, we just want to see clean, good racing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see one person run off into the distance after lap one, and then it's like boring, and then maybe there's a mid-pack battle or whatever. It's like this is the things we want to see each week.
yeah,
Obviously, the collision is maybe not the best result, but it's like, okay,
like
this is giving like the sport more of a reason to watch this sport.
yeah. I totally agree. We want to see clean racing. That's what's gonna make it exciting. But the second thing we want to see is the drama and some fights being breaking out there. And
Are they going to get added to Beef Street?
I mean, if they keep continuing, it looks like
It looks like they will be our new segment of Beef Street coming over to this side.
And I don't know why they don't monetize them hashing it out, because that would get thousands of views. bro.
NASCAR, I think.
Millions.
So
Yeah,
if you
millions,
tune into our
dude.
last Indy episode, we talk about Indy switching over to Fox and how Fox really leans in to that NASCAR off-track argy-bargy fisticuffs drama. And, well, why not?
Let them fight, boys. Let them book.
We need some NASCAR
Yeah.
and Indy influence on F1. And I think we're seeing that.
Yeah, sometimes we need just boys to be boys and hash it out in the best way. Just little 1-2s here, and then just shake it off, shake hands at the end of the day, and it's good.
You think
You know?
you think they agreed? You think they're like, okay, we had a paddle date set up for Wednesday. You think they go play paddle and they start playing the
Oh yeah, dude.
fucking
Start
Going
like
to
rolling
go
hard
aggressive, dude.
the hardest paddle they've ever
Yeah.
played.
Like their full F1 like arm muscles directly into that battle.
Yeah, dude. They're
They
going,
start aiming it right at them. Just instead of
Like-
trying to pick a corner or whatever it is, they just start aiming it right at them.
the tensions must be high in that paddle game. Super high.
Hey, that's a good way. That's a way to make money.
That is.
Stream that paddle game. I'll watch it.
I watch that too, dude. Next race, Silverstone Grand Prix. Hopefully, a lot of people show up. That's going to be the last one of the triple header before we have a week break. Silverstone is always a great place to has
Another
shown great race.
famous Max collision at
Collision.
Silverstone.
Yeah, so
with another Brit.
so could this
Let's
be
see what happens.
could this be foreshadowing for a Silverstone crash? I don't know. I guess you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait and find out. So, but make sure you like and subscribe this video and comment and share with all your friends. Follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on whatever platform there is out there on the world. And with that bombshell, Full Beans signing out.